So for me, in terms of COVID-19 and mental health, I've observed two things. The first one is that people who are willing to help you are actually strangers. So see, you are speaking about having this inner circle, but we are afraid to let people know, people we know our problems or what we are going through at the moment, especially during this pandemic period. So I feel like strangers, even on social media, someone just will inbox you or will just post, I don't have food. And people will come, they'll come together and contribute towards helping this person. So I've noticed that people you don't know about, or you don't really know them that well, those are the people who've come to your rescue in times of need. The other thing is that we are speaking out more, especially on mental health, and feeling drained and feeling like you can't go on. You don't see yourself seeing tomorrow. People are speaking out. Mental health in the past was very embarrassing to speak about. What do you mean you are not okay? So yes, you are not okay, and what do you want me to do? But right now people are speaking out, people are reaching out, people are helping each other. We have counselors. The digital space is providing that kind of conversation. And for this period, yes, you can have your inner circle, but people just have to be genuine when they need to help each other, or when people come to them seeking for help.
How do we then really subject that to, this is a very genuine case?
An issue.
Yes, actually, it's a very important question, I think. It's about the genuineness of the case, because we'll always receive such a request. But one of the things I think I've also learned during this COVID period, one, you need to distinguish between friends, colleagues, acquaintances, and the inner people in your circle.
And strangers.
And exactly. And you also need, like I always say, social media, those are not your family. Those are just fans supporting you at the right time when you're giving them something. That is what you give. But I also believe one of the things I've learned, I'm in many WhatsApp groups, but there's one group that has always stood out for me. It's called Scribes 254. So what we did, we realized a section of journalists were really going through a hard period. So we came up with the idea of funding, like you send what you have, whether it's 100, 200. So you could send it to someone, and then they buy things, they take it to them and help. Because to be honest, journalists, many people don't speak about it, but journalists have been affected so much by this pandemic. I'm in WhatsApp groups whereby someone comes, what can we do? And I thank God, like, we've supported each other. And I've also learned it's always good to reach out and talk. Sometimes, in the class we are, there's a time at Aga Khan, because we do virtual classes, the LEC just decided, guys, today let's talk. Let me tell you, like, I just thank God for life, because what you had in that group, people in media, and someone was like, I'm just praying I don't get released. Because they had been warned there was going to be a mass firing because the company could not sustain the cost. Have you ever lived in a situation whereby you don't know what is going to happen? You're still schooling, you're still meeting your needs. So it was like, it gave me the grim picture of what people are going through. So like, sometimes I think it's good to be kind to people. I believe in that. Be kind to people. In either, whether it's a smile, talk to them. Hata ukiona mtu ni wazimu, anakuja to just talk to him. So like, I believe in humanity, helping where you can. Not all cases are genuine, but also have very close people you can reach out to, talk to them, tell them, no, things are not okay, and I need some assistance. Because to me, that is the most important virtue of humanity.
Fantastic. Even as we draw this conversation to a close, we want maybe to latch into that corporate sector space as well, and how they've been able to reconfigure, maybe their corporate social responsibility in light of what is going on with the pandemic. What they've been trying to reach out when some of the employees, you're sending them to work at home. You don't know the current state of play they're in. How do you follow up? You don't know the circumstances they're working from, because this is their space. Maybe they're crammed up with so many children in one room or wherever, there's no working space completely, and they wonder, how do you navigate? At the end of the day, you want a report. I don't know how corporations have been able to give that human face to all this, like the Wetu that HELB is trying to portray as well? Maybe not just towards the students, even for their own employees. And maybe we can begin with you.
I'm grateful for my employer, and I'm very grateful for my supervisor. My immediate supervisor ensures that on Monday there is a call. Not
on
a call.
Monday there is a call.
Yes, a video call. On that day, even if you've been going through the worst, you at least need to shower. Because, I mean, you're behind a screen, right?
Yes, yes.
And that day you don't discuss work.
You don't discuss work?
No, you talk. Anything. The last week we were discussing, we have discussed everything from politics to Donald Trump to, we've discussed everything, just to also understand people's frames of mind. When people go on leave, when we return to work, it's one of the things that we discuss. We discuss what leave was like, what going up country was like. And just because of being able to talk to a human being, and that day you have to wake up and shower. There's somebody who was asking me, working from home, unaoga? Unaoga. Yes, so that has been very important. Secondly, just how open the HR in my organization has been in terms of how quickly they respond, stuff like that. So I might not be the only one. I'm sure right now organizations are going over and beyond what they can. But even in terms of just reaching out and finding out, are people okay? Like if you're a team leader, actually reaching out to somebody and asking them, are you okay? Do you need anything? And not only on call, see their face. If they're in that cramped room, it's very difficult for a 1 hour call to, to obstruct his environment or her environment. So you'll be able to get those telltale signs. And it gets people to think about other things even for a while. So at least I have seen a lot of interest in what companies are doing. In terms of making people feel alive and taken care of, organizations are doing that, but it is more important for people to do that for other people. So even if organization X is not doing it, take it up as yourself. Who do you work with? When's the last time you spoke to the guy at, like if you're in a team of 10, when's the last time you actually spoke to them about something other than work? Are you okay? If you know they have kids, how is Eliana? Is she okay? How is school? So I think right now, even that whole corporate social responsibility transcends the corporation. It has to be something individuals choose to do for each other.
Because I think also looking globally, when we're talking about sustainability and the corporations, they're not looking just at the profits, it's the planet, it's the people as well. This is a good time to showcase how good you can be to your people.
That's
right.
True.
Yes.
And I think no one planned for COVID and it caught us all by surprise. But it has allowed us to see companies that genuinely care for their people. It's not just the work that you do, but I sincerely care and value your work. And you see, when you value your employee, they give 110%, or even more than when now the employee knows it's just bare minimum because I don't care about me. I can go anytime and you're not bothered. I can go without food, you're not concerned. But it has also brought about the need of a strong HR department. The HR department has just been a department on its own.
Just functional.
Just a functional, something that is there on paper that someone who does hires and fires. But right now we've seen the importance of a good HR department, which actually is someone who cares about the staff in that company. This is someone who looks out beyond just the work, but is someone who cares about their mental stability, their social life, their home life. And these are things that moving forward, I think companies need to embrace. Companies need to invest more on HR. Companies need to realize that it goes beyond just working. Just goes beyond this person being your employee, but it's actually someone who gives value to your company. So you also need to give value to them just beyond work. It's been tough. I know many companies were caught flat-foot, but moving forward, I think these are things that companies need to embrace.
Yeah, Linda, your experience as well with COVID-19?
I would say my problem was with the communication, the way communication was being relayed to staff. In a lot of organizations, my friends have told me stories of just being told, kesho usiingie, or it's just a letter on your desk. There is no that contact, you being sat down and they explain to you, okay, this is what we are going through as an organization. It's not final, probably we'll have you come back later, or this is the reason why it is Soxy and not Nduta. You get? So communication is lacking in a lot of HR departments. And the empathy part of it. This is a pandemic. Everyone is struggling. All countries are going through this. It doesn't show that it's only Kenya that is experiencing this, but then we have to communicate well. These are human beings. They are worrying about when they'll get their next meals, but the way you tell them that, okay, you don't have a job anymore, really matters. So a strong HR department with very, very great communication skills, empathy, just acknowledging that yes, there is a problem, but then what are you doing as an organization to solve the problem? What solutions do you have? Are you going to give this person some money so that they are able to continue even while you've fired them? They are able to provide for themselves for a couple of months. So it is in the communication and even handling after, because this was your staff and they gave value to you. So I think we need to be more empathetic during this period. Just know that we are dealing with human beings and we should care about how they feel. Yeah.
So Martin, from your own assessment as well, you think most companies, corporations, they've really acted in the wisest of fashion when they're relaying this message of, we don't need you, there is a dance, we've been affected by the COVID-19, or generally, don't come to work tomorrow, we'll be working from home. How do we, and then there's so much uncertainty about, tomorrow, December, will I be still here? Or the fact that I have the salary cuts, how do we move on? When do we have the resumption?
So, I think let me start with my company at Pulse Live and Rainier. I think to me, they've really been good during this period. We work from home actually, but we have this kind of a setup, like I'm able to communicate with the entire team. We communicate with the management through video calls. The communication has been streamlined in that they want to know our welfare. They've even brought different coaches, how we can exercise from home, how they can speak to us. To be honest, I think I've been in a better place. So I think
maybe Martin, also these devices that we have and the digital space has contributed on how we're losing also on humanity. Because we have sort of a false proximity that yes, me and you, we're relating on social media, we are close. But now when it comes to business, this is vicious. And I'll use the necessary, easiest way of communicating to you via WhatsApp. I don't really care hoot if So that's what I'm saying. How do they develop a mechanism on how you can handle the entire process via the digital space? Because maybe yes, we are really talking big about the digital space, but also how to handle the humanity bit of it is dramatically different. I don't know.
It depends with the policies that you have as an organization, I want to believe.
Also, we need to desist from that and have a proper way of communicating. If you want to hire and release someone, just call them to the office, have a chat and explain to them this is how the situation is, we are not doing this, and also give them a package so that they can be, at least in the next 3 to 4 months, cushion them in that they don't go back to poverty like that. Sure, mara moja.
Right. Wetu is the conversation, and I want us now to wrap this particular conversation. I think it's been wonderful. Watu wamefungua roho. Hey, watu wamefungua roho. All right, but let's bring it home right now. HELB, Wetu, moving forward. Many look up to you as well in the media space, in the banking industry as well. You're influencing your sphere of influence in myriads of ways. So I wanted just to know, what would you tell the students who they're affected by this pandemic? First of all, they're not able maybe to pay. And the students who, or in one way or the other, they were actually paying, they dropped along the way. So the cat and mouse, Kati, the one we're talking about is here. And the moral imperative that yes, you're denying someone else, to have their dreams and aspirations, to be where you are, you guys, because someone else also was diligent in paying back this particular loan. It is mandatory, but yes. But at the end of the day, the overarching aim is also your moral imperative that you know, uko na utu, kwa sababu nataka kesho pia, Njoki, Otieno, to go to campus, to go to college. Nduta.
There was a time in this country where for somebody to go to university, tulienda Harambee, And with an organization like HELB, like I said before, it actually puts dignity into the lives of parents that maybe are having it so hard up that, they just need that just simple just a simple amount of help so that this child can study. So in that case, I think even what HELB stands for is amazing. For me, I know for sure that my girlfriends, my inner circle, tulisoma juu ya HELB. And when mine is to be dispatched and say one of my girlfriends is not dispatched on time, I'd do shopping for her. Then when money comes back, she refunds, and the vice versa. So there was a lot of dignity in just having something in your pocket. If you cannot afford it, like Soxy says, pick up the call, pick up your phone. Ama tembea to their nearest office, email them and tell them things have been hard. And right now, I am sure they understand. But by just knowing that Dibal is interested, and should things look up, there's a 5 SOC here, then Ducha's 5 SOC, then Soxy's, then... And we are able to take a lot more students to school. We change the world. So the next time you think about playing Kati, and maybe it's because I was younger, and the impact had not really hit me until I paid for my master's. Jesus. So now I can tell you, like seriously, when you look at it as your 5 SOC is changing the next person's life, then his 5 SOC is changing somebody else's life, is how you change this country. So that's how I look at it. Every time you give back to HELB because it gave to you, you're clothing somebody in dignity. So for me, it's asante sana and tuendelee kulipa HELB.
Fantastic.
Asante sana. Mimi ndasema tu kwa ufupi sana. Vile wahenga walisema ya kuwa ndondondo sio sombombo.
Ndondondo sio sombombo.
Yani maanake basically do unto others what you want them to do unto you. It might not be you, it might be your children who will benefit from HELB. And so you've benefited,
yes.
So just pay. Ukishindwa kulipa tuende uongee nao, waambie, unajua nimelemewa in this one, you'll come up with something. But just be diligent enough to pay. Just do the right thing. Just do unto others what you want them to do unto you. You've benefited from HELB. Allow others to benefit also by paying your HELB loan.
Right, empower their dreams. Linda.
I think for me, it's the peace of mind that comes with receiving that HELB loan to study. You're studying with you are peaceful. Even your mental health, you don't have to worry about where are you going to get the money from, how are you going to continue studying and all that. So when you receive it and you get that peace of mind of studying, again, there is the peace of mind of when you're paying it back and you actually finish paying it back. It gives you some sort of relief that you don't owe this person or this institution this money. And if they offered you that peace of mind, as a student, you learned, you went to school and you finished, you should also ensure that another parent or another student somewhere, maybe in Pokot, where they also feel the way you felt when you received that money. So pay back so that you are able to help other students or other needy. Actually, there are so many needy people who don't continue with their dreams just because you are holding on to, I won't pay back, I already finished, I already have my degree. So it's important to pay back because ahadi ni deni. Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah, so I think I'll be very short. It's a simple question, as you say. How do you sleep knowing that you are denying another student an opportunity to empower their dreams by not paying back help. So let's think about that. Let's empower the dreams of other students so that they can also have a better future. The way we're always saying, I want to have a better future, that's what you're denying another student in essence if you don't start like paying. So the only thing I can urge people, the beneficiaries, let's continue paying help, because it's only through that, it's a revolving fund, and the only way we can empower each other to become a better society, educated, skilled, is empowering the rest of the students. So tuendelee kulipa HELB, na hata mimi nawashukuru sana. It's because of you I'm here today.
Soxy, your closing remarks.
Mugabe but thank you so much for this opportunity. I pray that many more will benefit from HELB. Many more will go to school. Yani that parents will be cushioned from pressure ya kutafuta do, hustle ya kufikiria mtoto wangu sasa ataenda campus kwa sababu hatuna pesa. And I know there are very many struggling parents out there who this is a dream come true. This is a miracle. So HELB, well done. Keep up the good work.
All right. Remember the hashtag. Yeah. Prepare it. Sharp. Hashtag tuendelee
Kulipa HELB.
Hashtag tuendelee
Kulipa HELB.
Fantastic. You guys, what a treat. Clap for yourselves, brother. In-depth, sincere, quite a cordial discussions that we've had today. And I know a lot of our audience, they've been touched by your sincerity. What a hearty sincerity that you've showcased today. And many of the things and the nuances about HELB that they didn't understand today, at least they do understand. So you do not be greatly shy, right? Wherever you are, even in these story times that we're living in with the COVID pandemic, still there is Wetu, even from HELB. They can reach out to you. You can have a discussion on how you can restructure your repayment. People are subjected through this harrowing times that we're living in difficulties, and there are a lot of ways we can help one another. So remember, it's the spirit of Ubuntu. I am because you are, right? You are because I am. And in a world where we know we have man's inhumanity to man, what is really happening right now, also there's beauty in these ashes that we have right now. People have really come forth to really show that they care, they love, and they are concerned. And that is where also HELB is coming through. Thank you very much for your valued company. My name is Dibala Iner. See you.